Okay, thank you all for coming today. So we're here to discuss Philip's case.
Yep.
Okay. Now, just before we start, I'm going to give you a copy of the agenda. That's for you. That's for you. That's for you.
Thank you.
All right. So you just want to introduce yourself very briefly? Let me go this way. Who you are, your name, and who you work for.
My name, and I work for Swan Emergency Housing.
Okay. That's great. That's fine. Next.
I'm Shaz, I work for the Recovery Portal.
Okay, great. And
I'm Philip.
all right, Philip's the main man.
I'm Michelle.
All right. So before we can start, Philip, I need you to sign a consent form for me. So I'll just go through this quickly.
Yep.
It just says, I, Philip Stockinger, agree to have, that's Michelle Tingley of Operation Hope, to facilitate a case conference and meeting for me. I understand that information in this conference may be confidential and that all those involved will have to sign a confidentiality agreement. I understand that I will be kept informed of what is discussed in the meeting and that I can request to attend at any time. So you're attending today, so that's all right.
Yep.
I've already filled these in for you, Swanview Emergency Housing and the Recovery Portal. Do you have any special conditions that you would like to be included?
No.
No? Alright. Let me see if I can find a pen for you. You just want to sign the bottom of that for me.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I'll
all right.
find-
Write your name there, that's fine.
What's the date today?
The 15th of April.
Done.
Thank you. And I'll just sign the bottom of that one. Alright, and then lastly, we all have to be agreeable for this confidentiality agreement. So I'll give you one. We're only going to sign one, but we'll just go through it. Okay, so we, the undersigned, do agree that as participants in the case conference and meeting for Philip Stockinger, that we will maintain confidentiality and not disclose any information shared in the conference with insignificant others. We understand that the information shared is for the sole purpose of case assessment, planning and monitoring for this client's case. We understand that the client has placed the following further conditions on this agreement. So Philip has put nothing on this. Let me just put this in. Just I'll write some name. And coordinator.
Excuse me.
Operation Hope. My signature. And today's the 15th of April. Alright, would you just sign your name for me, please?
Cool.
Just write it. So while we're doing that, I'll just explain what the meeting is for. The meeting is to basically get Philip back on his feet, get him some housing, get him all the help that he needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can all coordinate and work together and get that done.
What did you?
That's all right.
So at the end of this meeting, I will send you a copy of the minutes, which I should be writing. I don't have a pen. Okay, so we're all here today. Introduction. So the first thing that Phil has to sign it as well.
Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure that one.
That's alright.
Do I do it on that line or this one?
This one down here.
Yep.
Yeah. So I will send you a copy, Stockinger. Stocking. Yeah. So I will send you a copy of the minutes through via email. Okay.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. So I'm going to hand out a copy of the case management plan. There we go. Okay. So the first thing is, turn it over. So just running through Philip's. Okay, so just a little bit about Philip. If you want to add anything, you're quite welcome to. So Philip lost his job along with 100 other employees. He was a delivery driver, and through various reasons, he's now separated from his wife, and he's also had no contact with his children. And you're currently living on the streets, which we're trying to rectify. And he has a little bit of a dependence on alcohol, but then we're all addicted to something to cope. And I'm a bit concerned about your health. You've been in hospital a couple of times recently, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. So for the support plan, the housing, can I just get you to run through? So we're trying to get, you said, when we spoke earlier, you mentioned that you could get Philip into emergency housing within 24 hours. Can you just tell us a bit about that? Tell Philip a bit about the housing.
We have accommodation for 3 adult, 3 male and 3 female in the emergency housing for a period of 21 days. Can be extended slightly, but 21 days. With that, you have there's a curfew. It's nicely situated. The medical centre's opposite, and we have a good rapport with the medical centre. The meals, everybody's rostered to do different duties. The people are rostered on for their meals, and we have the food is all supplied. So they work out a menu, and you all decide, the 6 people that are in there decide what chores they want to do, but they can't do the same one all the time, and what days they're going to cook. And they don't always get a choice of the meals, but there's a good variety there of veggies, food, fruit, meat. There's also, they have counsellors on board, and the ability to go from there to more permanent housing, which is not far away from this emergency housing, and you have then the support of this accommodation when you go to another, which may be an individual place or shared accommodation with another person that you would get along with.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
It sounds good. Better than being on the streets.
Yes. Okay. So the last time we spoke, we talked about getting into the emergency housing, but because we hadn't had contact, unfortunately it was full. But after speaking to Suzanne, she said she can get you in within 24 hours, possibly tonight.
Okay.
All right. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
There is a condition you can't have any alcohol or drugs on the premises.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And they do room checks.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So that's all good. So the next discussion was food and clothing, which Shaz is going to tell you about.
G'day. So we can provide you with some food hampers. There's a variety of food, it changes sort of each week. Also some food vouchers. You do have to travel a lot to sort of use those, but it's still worth it if you can get down there. Some clothing. It's not always all new, but you know, you get what you get and you get warm.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Yeah.
And some phone numbers and stuff for like counselling services and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
should help you out.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you have, through the TRP, through the recovery portal, do you have any meeting groups that meet up?
There are some groups that do meet up. Sort of a wide range of different groups. So
So I think I heard that there was a women's recovery and there's a men's recovery group.
yes, that's correct.
Okay, good. And
Yeah.
how often do they meet?
About some meet once a week, once a fortnight, once a month. It just all depends on
Yep.
how available people are and what they can do.
It'd be good to meet up with some people.
Okay, good. Yep. If Philip runs out of food or needs more food, is it possible to go back and get
Yes.
more food? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And when is the recovery portal open?
It's open from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. weekdays.
Okay, that's pretty good. Just weekdays, not weekends?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's a plan.
Sounds like a plan?
Can I just interrupt? When you go from the 6-room thing of Swan Emergency Housing to other accommodation, they set you up with a full stack of groceries and household items, washing powder. There'll be a washing machine there, all that sort of
good.
basic essentials.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so
And then I did tell you get to come back to speak to the counsellors, financial advisors, whatever you want at the accommodation, the initial accommodation.
Okay, sounds good.
at the accommodation, do you have people like counselling days? People come in on a particular day. You can go and talk to them. You can book an appointment.
They're welcome to turn up at the unit to speak to who's running it any time.
Mhm.
However, there is 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. There is a counsellor or there's 2 counsellors on board,
Okay.
so they can make an appointment or they can just rock up.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Any questions?
No.
No. All right. All right. The next one was income. So you were supposed to go and start the application process, which I'm assuming you have done,
Yes.
but we haven't seen you. So how's that going?
Yeah, I've started, but sometimes I have to print out, forms and things like that, and it's a bit difficult.
Okay. All right. So do you want to use the office facilities here to print stuff out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But once it's done, I should be all good
Okay.
for new start.
New start. Okay. Yep. Have you been, has Centrelink been helpful with?
They've been a bit frustrating.
Yeah, in what
Yeah.
way?
In the sense when I want to print something out, they won't print it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. But they're forthcoming in all the information and everything that you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They
Alright,
are.
that's good. That's good. Alright. So that's the housing and the TRP done. So Operation Hope. Before we do that, emotional counselling. Now, Shaz mentioned that they have counselling services there, but in our last meeting, you said that you were occasionally going to the Bible study class.
Yes.
Right now, through most churches, they have AA meetings. So I will research when the meetings, the days, times, locations,
Yes.
then hopefully we can get you off to a meeting, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we've got the food and clothing, we've got the housing 24 hours, but hopefully you can get him in tonight.
Yes.
All right. And then we've got the food and clothing. Do you think you'd be able to give him something tonight or within 24 hours?
Yeah, I can head back to the office and have a look.
Okay, all right, that'd be good. What are you able to take Philip with you?
Yeah, I was just going to say, otherwise I've got to figure out the size.
All right, that's good. That's good.
This won't fit.
Well, that's good. So while that's happening, see if you can, if the room's still available, it's one emergency housing. Then maybe you could take him from there straight. Would you be able to take him to the housing?
Once this meeting's finished, I'll make a call and make sure it's available, so I'll be able to tell you once this meeting's finished. And if so, I'll reserve it.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so there you go. You might have housing tonight, or if not tomorrow.
That would be amazing.
Great. All right. And then I'll do the AA meetings. I think the quicker you can get in, the better. So I'll give it 2 days, 48 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
And so you said when you move to the housing, you won't be able to call in every day again.
Yeah.
So I will contact you at the emergency housing.
Okay.
Now that you've got a base, that flies back here. Now that you've got a base, it'll be easy to contact you then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then how about we try and get to an AA meeting by around, give it 10 days, by 25th of April, all right?
Sounds good.
Gives you something to work towards.
Yeah.
All right, good. So I will coordinate all of that. And is there anything else that you think should be included in the management plan you personally would like to?
It seems really good.
Okay. Once you have, from previous experience, you need a resident for you to start getting new start allowance. So we can use this one, your emergency address, and that should come through. I think it takes a week or 10 days to come through or something, but
yeah, depends on the person really. You just gotta be persistent.
okay. Can you be persistent?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I can.
All right, so we'll do that, and I will coordinate those. So you guys just contact me and tell me how it is going. I mean, you'll be able to tell me today about that, and then if Philip has any extra needs or anything, it's all right for TRP to contact me.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Of course.
And then I can
I appreciate
that until you have a phone or something. I can call you directly, probably among the 4 of us. Sorry. All right. So we've got a basic plan developed. We'll just use mine, and so we'll put today's date. Do you have any concerns or questions about anything at all?
No, I really appreciate all the help.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
That's good. All right. Let me just go through this. So, shall we have another meeting within, say? So you said 21 days for the housing.
It's a
It's a minimum
normally, but it
or
can
maximum?
often be extended if we've got somebody in the other accommodation ready to go out, but they're delayed. Then we can hold the person in the emergency accommodation there and then transfer them over.
Okay.
It also comes with, when you move in, all the bedding supply, but you get a bathroom pack or personal things. You get razor and shaving cream and deodorant and all that.
That's good because they don't have any of that. I suppose one of the concerns I have is like if I can't find housing, like are you going to kick me out? Like am I going to get?
So I will on the case management plan here. I will I will find you long-term accommodation. Where did I write that? Exactly. Yeah. No. What's the page? Here we go. Housing. So I will coordinate the long-term housing. But the best bet I think would be a share house for you. because the New Start allowance isn't that much.
No.
And
No.
you said that you wanted to retrain in that as well. So it's probably better that you put your money. I mean, we will Tingley and Operation Hub will do our best to help you get the new qualifications
Yeah.
and retrain. But there may be some courses out there that you want to take that need some extra money that need you to pay yourself. So let's put it towards that.
Okay.
So I'll help you find some long-term share housing.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you have anything else that you're concerned about?
Just making sure, like when I get stuff that's safe, because I've had stuff stolen off me, like along the way.
Okay. So something that will you can like a lot. Do you have lockers at the emergency housing? I'm assuming
They
that
have their own room,
so they can
which
lock
can
their
be
room?
locked.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
staff can go in and check the room. That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
The room check.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
Well, that sounds interesting.
And then in the shared accommodation, once you go from there to the housing, each room has its own individual lock on it, so you have the security of that.
Okay. Fair enough. That's good.
All right,
That's
so
good. I'm
let's-
happy with that.
Okay, good. Let's just do this. So the target review date. How about we go from a week from today? Are you all available a week from today?
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll go the 22nd. 22nd. I've got the coordinating of the long-term housing until the 30th of April, but hopefully I'll have some information for you by the next week. So you understand and agree to this plan?
Yeah.
Everything we've discussed, yes?
Yeah. Fair enough.
This plan is prepared by myself. Sign is 15th of April. We agree to carry out the responsibilities outlined in this case management plan to the best of our ability. If you could just sign there and date it, and then we'll pass it around. Oh no, not pass it around. Give it back to me. Okay, no, just give it back to me for a minute. Just need to check it. I think it's different. Yep. So down here, TRP or Swansea, whichever order you'd like to put it in. I'll just sign this one. I think we'll have to have a no phones at the table rule next time. You just sign it for me, please.
Anyway,
Anyway, service provider. Yep, just one of them.
I hope so easier now.
I did a toilet break for a moment.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Just finish.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Finished.
Anyway, it's April or May?
It's April. Alright, so this revised case management plan and a copy of the minutes will be sent out by email to your service providers. You can have a copy also if you'd like. So we'll schedule the next meeting for a week from today. So that's fine, same time, 10 o'clock.
That's good.
And I think that's about all. Let me just check this so you don't have any questions. You understand that it's your responsibility to go and start the New Start process.
Yeah.
And to coordinate with the other service providers.
Sounds good.
And to please show up at the meeting on the 22nd of April.
Okay.
Alright, thank you all very much for coming. See you
Thank
again
you.
next time.
Easy done.